Welcome to This Square Room, everybody. My name is Jonel, and this podcast, for those of you who may be new, if this podcast was to be described with a movie title, I would describe it as Okay, I have a few. I have Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close.
What?
I have Get Hard.
Like a penis?
Like the movie, but
Let's Get Hard.
But we talk about sex a lot, so I have Les Miserables because
What's that?
You know the movie?
What?
Les Miserables?
What's that? Is that the singing movie? The French movie?
Yeah, well, it means the miserable ones, so I mean that really describes us.
One with
Okay, I also have. It's kind of a funny story because we're kind of funny. We're kind of fun. I'm pretty sure, is that the one that Emma Roberts is in? I can't remember. I don't know actors. I know movies though. Bigger, Longer, and Uncut, the South Park one. I feel like that's a good one for us.
Really?
Yeah. You don't think so?
No.
You don't think so?
No, not really.
I think The Black Hole, I think that one is perfect, as my wonderful co-host likes to describe his anus.
You're the one that says you have an iron asshole.
I say iron asshole. You've described it as a black hole.
I guess. I don't remember that.
Speaking of my co-host, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, fucks. It's Eugene. How you guys doing?
Damn. Anyways, how are you? How's your week been?
My week has been it's been peachy.
I'm so tired today.
The world is a good place.
Are you tired too?
I'm tired of the news. So I told myself I'm not going to look at the news anymore for my own mental health. Because I find myself, I keep going down a rabbit hole. Because I look at both sides. So then I end up fucking myself even more. Because I don't stroke my bias. So
Stroke your bias?
Yeah.
Is that a phrase that people commonly use?
I just came up with that now. Because people generally tend to look at their own side.
I understand. No, I understand what you mean. I've just never heard that.
I just came up with it now.
That phrase before.
Yeah, and I don't know. I've had a couple of days where I just find myself just going on Twitter, and then, which is a big mistake already there, and then find myself just diving down a news rabbit hole.
Well, I mean, recently there's always been so much stuff in the news, but without being too forward, I guess that's not what I would do anyways. I don't know what I'm saying without being too forward. What I want to say is I don't want to get into the news just yet. I actually want to ask you something.
What?
Just about because I was thinking about it and I saw a post about it online, and it was people it was a Twitter thread.
A lot with your hands there, buddy.
Yeah, because I'm showing the thread. It's one, then the other, then the other.
You just did fucking some jitsus or some shit.
Some jitsus or some shit.
Some jutsus.
Jutsu.
And do some fucking fireball jutsu or some shit.
Okay, all right.
Fireball jutsu.
No, but yeah, basically it was a thread. It was a Twitter thread about being in school and anxiety and stuff like that.
Being in school?
Yeah, grade school.
Oh, I never had anxiety.
Elementary. See, I didn't have anxiety the way I do now.
No, my anxiety's
obviously,
worse now.
I would hope no kids have adult anxieties because they shouldn't have adult things to worry about. But for me, when when you're in school, okay, I was not dumb by any means, but I never actually, depending on the subject, certain subjects I was top of my class, and certain ones I would kind of fell into the middle of the bunch. And sometimes when
what were you dumb at? What would you say you were dumb at in school?
It depended because overall I wouldn't say I'm good with math, but I remember as a kid I loved trigonometry. I was really good at it. What?
It's the most random shit to love.
No, I love trig.
Oh, so good. I love what's trigonometry?
Because I just found it. It's a unit in math though. So I'm saying certain certain units.
It's university level math, right?
No, trigonometry is pretty easy. I mean, that's the thing.
Trigonometry, guy.
I
was college level. I never knew that shit.
There was another unit in math that I was really good. I can't remember. No. We're talking about grade school. You don't teach kids in
where the fuck do you learn trigonometry?
Grade. What do you mean? Trigonometry is one of those things that you do every year. It just every year it just gets more and more advanced.
Where?
It's just a basic.
In grade 6?
In every math.
I've never heard of doing which trig?
From grade 6 onwards, you do. Okay, anyways, that's not the point. Trig? That's not the point. I'll describe it to you later. What I'm trying to say is, like, even in math, there were units I was good at and units I was terrible at. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, there were times when I was like, you know, very involved, excited to get my answers because I was confident. Because, like, I knew my shit. Whereas with other units, and it's not just in math, like in everything, like in science, like certain subjects I was good at and certain ones I was not. Like I was definitely better at you know, like the biology stuff more than I was at the chemistry stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's just
bio's easy.
Yeah, so with everything, you know, when your teacher is like calling on the class like for answers and it's one that you're not too confident in, so you stay quiet, you don't make eye contact, because you know how teachers like to make eye contact and stuff. And
but I feel like that's also a mistake if you don't make eye contact. It makes it look like you're not paying attention.
So. Well, no, I never like looked away or like was obvious, but I would like, you know, look at my book or when the teacher, or just look at the board. You don't look at the teacher like, oh, I know the answer.
I was looking at my teacher.
Gross. No, but when the teacher was like, oh, you know, like I see the same kids answering, I'm gonna pick some new ones, and you're like, then your heart falls into your asshole and you're like, please don't pick me.
I would just say I don't know.
I would say that, but like you feel, I don't know, like as an adult now, I'm like, why was there such like pressures to like,
because you don't want to look stupid.
Right. I think it was not even so much about like looking dumb in front of the teacher. It's about looking dumb in front of like your peers and like, you know. Yeah,
but for me, I was in college level, so all of us were fucking stupid. So everyone else in my class was dumb. So I was like, I don't
what do you mean
bad.
College level?
You know, there's just levels. There's like university, mixed, college. I guess you guys didn't have that.
First of all, you're talking about high school.
Oh, I'm talking about regular school.
I'm talking about grade school, like.
Oh, I never really had that problem.
I guess.
I did occasionally.
High school, you're still in a grade, but I meant like elementary. In high school they have like academic versus applied. It's not college versus university, but I know that's how they like describe it to you. They're like, oh, if you're gonna take, you know, applied math, it'll be better for a college program. But I don't think that's really right or you know. Whatever, but I get what you mean. I think that's how they would describe it to you guys when they're like describing the different types of math, but it's the terms are applied math versus academic. So you're saying you took applied math?
Yeah, I didn't need a math, so. Yeah,
no, I took academic, but like I never did math. Definitely struggled with certain units.
Yeah, no, everything I wanted to do, but I didn't need math, so I didn't.
That's why like my grades for like those top subjects like always just kind of averaged out, because some of them would be really high and some of them would be on the lower side, so just kind of average out to just being like an okay student when it comes to those units. But like I don't know, like that anxiety of like, oh god, please don't call on me, or like, you know, when you're doing a test and the teacher like walks around the room and you know, and like they stand over you and they look at your paper. I've never
had that happen to me. I've only seen that on TV.
They've never done that to you?
No.
Oh my god, you're like writing and like you want to seem like what you're doing is like smart, but like you know damn well you don't know what you're writing.
Back and look back, like the fuck do you want? You're not helping me, nigga. Like the fuck.
I've
never had that. No.
Oh my god.
I've only seen that on TV.
I've also had like, have you ever, especially with math, like you're calculating an answer and it's like multiple choice, but like you still have to, maybe there's 4 answers and like, you know, maybe there's 13, 17, 25, and 31 as the options. Yep. But when you calculate it, you get 26. And you're like, okay, but I see 25, so I'm just going to go with the closest one because you don't actually know the answer. Have you ever done anything like that?
Yeah, but that probably... When I realized that, I was like, okay, I probably did the calculation wrong.
No, obviously, but it's like...
But then sometimes the teacher realized they fucked up, and then they'll normally announce, hey, I fucked up on that test, so this answer doesn't count.
Most times it's just, for me at least, it was me that didn't know what I was doing. So I was like, well, close enough, on to the next one, because it's like...
Oh, just skip it.
I tried to answer everything, even if I answered it wrong. I only really left, like, things blank on tests when I, like... didn't have time,
and a lot of time
usually you have enough time,
and a lot of time with multiple choices the first thing you think of is normally that's right.
Yeah,
because a lot of people will think it's right, they're like, they don't know if it's right or not, they're like, I don't know what I'm doing, and then they end up fucking up. But a lot of times it's the first thing you think of, that's probably what is right when it comes to multiple choice. I mean, not with math, but I find like with most multiple choice tests it tends to be like that, because I noticed that if I get something wrong, it was normally something I thought of that would be the right answer. answer. But what is trig? I don't know what trig is. Maybe if you describe it, I don't know. But what is trig? I feel like I would have heard that word in grade. I feel like that was a high school thing, not a grade school thing.
You know what? I honestly can't remember. I want to say we did it in elementary school as well.
I feel like I would have heard that. I feel like trig was a high school thing.
No, man, trig, because like trigonometry, it can get like a little more advanced, but I feel like it's basically like it's pretty basic. It's like no, for sure this is elementary school because you had like, you know, like find the hypotenuse and like sin and cosine and tan.
Oh, that's trig?
Yeah, that's like basics. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like we did that in elementary school.
I did it in like grade 7 and 8.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's elementary.
That's middle school.
But it's elementary level. They only split when you have like high populations. They split it, and then after 6th grade,
Americans it's elementary. For us, that would be middle school.
No. My school was kindergarten to grade 8. It's all elementary.
That's rare in this Canada?
No, it's not.
For Canada?
Yes. It's rare to have middle schools. They have them here. It depends.
I feel like Americans, it's rare to have middle schools.
I feel like it's more common in America to have middle schools.
I don't know.
Anyways, I'm still saying middle school or not. It's still elementary level. Like it's all elementary level schooling. You're just at a higher age. Sometimes they just split off the. Like it's I don't know, but it wasn't just trig. Like there was a couple, you know, math units. I can't remember everyone, but I don't know. Like I don't know, certain things. I don't know why. Like I just picked up certain things easier than others. So I liked those units, but then when, you know, that unit wraps up and you're doing fucking data management and it's like, what the fuck?
I don't even remember what data management was.
I don't know, it was all shit.
I don't remember any of that stuff.
Yeah, I didn't like being singled out by teachers.
No,
as always
normal. No one likes that. Unless you know your shit, then it's like, whatever. But like, if you don't know your shit and you're always getting singled out, they're just like, why are you doing this to me, teacher?
That's what I mean. Like when you don't know. Obviously, I think if a kid doesn't know and they are singled out and the teacher realizes they don't know, like you know, what am I trying to say? If the kid knows, they'll volunteer the answer. Like a teacher doesn't need to single them out.
Some people just don't want to talk.
Right, but then that's other issues. It's like maybe they have social anxiety, or maybe, you know, they're being bullied and don't want to be made fun of by their peers, or there's so many other reasons. I don't know. I'm not a teacher and I'm not like hating on teachers.
Because I was definitely that kid at times too where I knew the answer. Especially when I came like science stuff, I would know the answer, but I just didn't put my hand up because I just didn't really care to. Yeah,
I mean, I've had moments where I think I know the answer, but I'm not 100% sure, so I don't put my hand up, and then someone else says it, and I'm like, oh, I knew that. But it's like...
That's stupid.
Yeah, those are always like pleasant.
I'm smart.
And pleasant moments. You're like, oh, not as dumb as I thought.
Remember, what course was it? I think it was chemistry, was I? I was held back one grade. Like, I was with the younger grade. Because what happened? Did I fail it? I can't remember why. But I remember it wasn't even that bad. Like, being in the younger grade. Because I think it was I was in grade 11 and I was in grade 10. I can't remember what science it was.
One grade below, so you probably
I knew all the kids, too.
Probably didn't feel like that much of a difference academically, so...
And I knew everyone. It was kind of weird. At first, it was a little embarrassing. But I'm just like, I don't care. Who cares? Like, I didn't really think of it as a big deal. Because I knew all the kids anyways, too. I was, like, friends with most of them.
Yeah, it's weird. I went through a phase where, like... So, when I was... I can't even remember. I want to say, like, 12 or 13... my mom put me in public speaking classes, not for any reason other than to just like improve skills and build confidence and stuff. And like, it was great. And like, I never had issues making, presentations and stuff, like, you know, standing up in front of a class and presenting a project or whatever. Yeah. And then I remember my first, like big English presentation in high school, so grade 9, and I don't know if it was just because like all of a sudden it was high school or you know what, but I remember being so confident in the work I did, ready to go, like, you know, confident, and then the minute I got up there, it was like stuttering, forgetting. No, I like completely choked, and I was like, I was so nervous, my heart was beating out of my chest, and it was so weird because up until the moment I got up there, I was fine, I was confident, And I'm like, what the hell happened?
The rule is just look at the clock. Look at something to look. Find one thing to look.
The clock was behind me.
Or just find something in the room to look at and pay attention to that. And don't make it look like you're looking at the class, but you're really not. Yeah. That's how I always, when I can't, even though like, because I've done public speaking before, because I went to church and shit. And my dad always.
Your church?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I've spoken at church. I've done some shit before. I can't remember what. But I know.
Oh, you mean like you've... Oh, okay.
Yeah,
no. I mean like I did public speaking classes.
Oh, no. Well, the rule of thumb my dad told me is like, if you're going to do that shit, just find something in the room to look at. That like makes it look like you're looking at people. You're not.
Yeah, I mean, I remember in public speaking, that's when I learned that if you are struggling with like making eye contact, but you want to make it look like you're making eye contact, you just look between someone's eyebrows. And it looks like you're...
Yeah, I don't like that.
Why?
I feel like I'm looking at your eyes, but I'm not. It's still kind of looking at your eyes.
Right, but it's less, like, intimidating.
It's still...
But, like, the person that you're looking at doesn't know.
It's the same.
Okay, where am I looking? Where am I looking right now?
I don't fucking know, but...
Am I looking at your eyes?
Probably not.
I am.
Oh, you're not looking at my eyebrows. I can tell you're looking at my eyebrows.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah,
wait, my eyes need to adjust. Okay. Where am I looking?
My eyebrows.
Where am I looking now?
My eyes.
Where am I looking now?
It's still my eyes.
No.
It's my eyebrows?
I'm looking in between your eyebrows.
Well, that's different now.
But that's what I said you're supposed to do.
Why'd you look at my eyebrows then?
Because you told me to.
I didn't tell you to.
You're like, look at my eyebrows.
I thought that's where you're... I thought you
No,
said
in
eyebrows.
between.
Oh.
So you're not...
I still don't
so
like
this
it.
is me looking at one eyebrow, and this is me looking in between. You see the difference? But I'm not looking at your eyes.
Yeah, because you're not moving it more. But I don't like it because I can still see your eyes. Because I don't like making eye contact with people. That's just like a whole list of things that's wrong with me. But like, I personally don't like looking at people's eyes.
Well,
so
most people naturally, they don't make like uninterrupted eye contact. Like, I'll look at you, I'll kind of look away, or like, you know what I mean?
That's me.
Down,
I a lot of times don't like looking people in the eye.
Well, if you're having a conversation, you think you're having a 10-minute conversation that you're just staring at someone in the eyes for unbroken.
I don't know.
It's crazy. I feel like most of the time you're looking at the person's eyes or whatever, but
no, I don't like it. Me personally, like I'll be like, yeah. So how you doing there, bud?
No, that stuff doesn't intimidate me. Like people looking at my eyes or me looking at other people's eyes. But it was just like a trick that I learned. But I don't know. I just got very nervous, and like I don't think I ever had a moment like that after high school, or sorry, after that moment, like throughout the rest of high school. But
you have any projects that you killed that you can remember to this day? You're just like, yo, I fucked that shit up.
Yeah, because it was...
Not like in a bad way. Like
in a good way, yeah. It was my grade 11 business class. And...
Was this business? Economics or just business?
I can't remember.
I think there was business in high school.
There. What do you mean? There is business.
No, I don't know. Okay.
I just said I took it.
Oh.
I think it was maybe just called business. I can't remember.
What was the project? What did you do?
But it was like a marketing project, and we had to all make Play-Doh like from scratch because it's like basic ingredients.
What is it? Like starch?
I can't remember. Like flour, a little food coloring, a couple other things, water. I don't know. You just roll it into a dough. Like Play-Doh is technically edible. It's just nasty as hell. So I know.
I always look at it when I was younger. I was like, I didn't eat it, but I definitely put it in my mouth once.
Ew. No, I never ate it. Like, well, I actually, you know what? To be fair, like Play-Doh and big brands, I really don't know what
it's probably
what they put in it because it's manufactured in big batches. But like basic Play-Doh is made with like basic kitchen items. But
you made Play-Doh?
Yeah, so the project was not just me, like everyone had to make Play-Doh, but it was about how we market it. And I remember doing so well on this project that like he asked me to keep it and he put it in a display case outside of the business. Oh, you got one of
those ones.
Yeah. It was like, oh shit, it was really good. And like he kept it for like years, to show examples for like the following years.
Hey, this is how you fucking do good, kids, you piece of shit.
Yeah, like as an example of what other students should do. And I was like,
guys, that's my project, guys, that's mine, guys, please accept me, that's mine.
Well, because we had to make it, we had to market, like we had to figure out what type of container to put it in, all that stuff.
What container you put it in?
I honestly don't remember, but we had to make a label, and then we had to do a whole marketing strategy and like market it as if we were really trying to sell it. So it was all of that. It wasn't just like, oh, here's my Play-Doh.
Here's my Play-Doh and I play with it.
But yeah, I remember calling it Jodo.
Bootleg judo.
I don't know what judo is.
It's a grappling style.
Yeah, you're just saying
Jodo.
things.
You want some Jodo?
But it was called Jodo, and it was really good. And that was one, like, I've had a few projects that, like, I've really nailed, but that one, he was like, the praise was astronomical.
Is that what he said?
No, it's a TikTok joke.
Oh, I don't know TikToks. I don't know.
It's this guy from Toronto, and this kid, and he not that type of Toronto. No, and like I think it started with a TikTok where he was just like mocking teachers, and like, you know, when a teacher's on the bus and they're just like, I'm so sorry for the volume, and you need to apologize to the driver, and you guys need to calm down. And the teacher was like, the volume in this bus is astronomical, you need to bring it down here, and all that type of stuff. So it was just like, you know, you've never had a teacher on a school bus.
Shut up. Not like apologize to the driver.
I've heard that before. It's like, oh, like, I'm sitting right up here with Mrs., you know, whatever the driver's name is, and we can't even hear each other speak. You guys are so loud. You guys need to apologize.
I hate my life. I didn't want to become a teacher. I hate children.
And that's what she's really trying to say.
I didn't want to do this. I thought this would be easier. I'm doing this because the pension's great.
It's really weird though, because like when you're a kid, you really don't think of like teachers as
people.
Yeah.
You're seeing them as things.
Like when you like think about, have you ever seen when you were younger a teacher outside of school?
Yeah, I saw my teacher at church.
How weird
time.
is that?
And I was like, "The fuck are you doing here? Get the fuck out of here, you dumb bitch!"
Whoa!
This is the house of God.
Oh my god!
It was weird. She like wait. She was like, "Hey," and I was like kind of excited, but at the same time I was like, you know, it's like, why are you here? Go back inside. Go to the classroom where you live. You fuck. You're not supposed to be out in public.
Right.
Even
it's
to this
like,
day, if I see a teacher, it's still kind of just like weird. It's like, ew, what are you doing? I remember when I saw my teacher at a club, I was just like, what are you doing here?
I think once you get older, like at this age, it's different because we're like, oh shit, they're people too. Well, no, it's different for me because like I have friends who are either teachers or becoming teachers.
But that's your friends. You knew them before.
Right, but that makes me, in my head, it clicks. It's like, oh shit, these are real people. Like, they have real lives.
Joe,
they have real families.
They're not real people. Once they become a teacher, you're no longer a person. You're just a thing.
It's like, you're always like for me, it's like, if I was a teacher for kids, I would always be like Miss Wilson. No matter, like, they could be like 30 years old, be like, oh my god, I saw Miss Wilson.
Yeah, even when I daggered my teacher, she was still Miss N. I'm not gonna... I'm never gonna refer to her as her first name.
Are you gonna tell that story? You can't just like drop...
I've already told it before.
Yeah, but you think people are gonna go back and listen to every episode to know the story?
Pretty much like my friend, we went to a... Because I barely ever
First of all, nobody know... Well, I shouldn't say nobody, but majority of our listeners aren't gonna know what daggering is. So you need to use a term that is used outside of...
What is... I don't know any other term. They're Toronto kids. They should know what daggering is.
Our audience is not Toronto.
Well, these Americans, if you're from New York and New Jersey, you know what daggering is.
No, we're more...
Jersey people know what daggering is.
Yeah, but I don't know if we have listeners in Jersey.
If you're
we're more like...
Not like New York... Americans can't dance for shit.
We're more on the West Coast and like...
Oh yeah, we are.
Further south. Like, I'm not sure.
Down south know what daggering is.
I don't know.
They know what the turnpike. I don't fucking know what you southern. The West Coast people, I don't know what the fuck.
I don't mean like dirty south. I just mean more further south than New Jersey.
I don't know how to tell you West Coast people how to describe it because you guys
like
are
we have a lot
lame.
of listeners in California. They don't dagger out there.
They don't do anything out there. They're just like, hey man.
They just catch vibes.
Hey
and
man, you want to go surfing, man? Hey man,
okay.
I want to go on the skateboard, man. You want to dance with me, man?
That's so annoying.
Go to California. That's how they talk.
I've literally been to California.
That's how they talk, right?
No, not at all.
Hey, man.
Literally not at all. I mean, I'm sure there's
surfs, man.
I'm sure there are people like that, but generally not one soul.
Hey, man, you're
was
killing
like
my
that.
vibe,
Honestly,
man.
LA reminds me a lot of Toronto.
That's every city.
That reminds me of Toronto?
No, everyone says that about their city. This city reminds me of this, like, my city.
No. I would say the only cities I've been to that I'm like, well, okay, now that I'm thinking about it, I guess.
All cities are pretty much the same.
I would say, like, no. So, like, you know, Dundas Square, like, that little area reminds me of a mini Times Square, like New York.
Yeah, I say...
Obviously, because of all the lights and the billboards and the graphics and everything.
New York, to me, is just a more cultured Toronto.
Sure, but no. Nothing else about Toronto reminds me of New York, though. That's why I was like, eh.
Really?
Yeah. Aside from that one area.
Oh.
A lot of the streets in Chicago, like, Chicago, to me, like, downtown, reminds me of Toronto, like, a downtown Toronto, if it was done right. Like, in the sense of, like, good traffic flow, cleaner streets. And we have pretty clean streets, but their streets were a lot cleaner when I went.
There's always fucking wind blowing, so it just blows all the garbage to the other side.
But
windy ass city. Really, it was ridiculous. I remember when I went there, it was ridiculous. I was like, this is fucking annoying. Like, why is it so windy? You can't do anything. Just the fucking bullet whizzing over your head every now and then.
Oh,
it's fucking God. Chicago.
Yeah, but so like it reminded me of Toronto, but like better. Like if when they were building the city of Toronto, they built it in the mind of like populations expanding and grow. Like they didn't do that. They just built it for like the way it was back then. So that's why I feel like our streets, especially downtown, some of them are so like narrow. We have a lot of one ways, and it's just like a mess. So I think Chicago did it better in that sense.
No, most North American cities are designed shit. European cities, these are designed much better, but because most of them got wiped out during World War II, so they're able to rebuild them and make them more modern. But most North American cities are trash when you compare them to European cities.
Oh, well.
When it comes to transportation and all that shit.
I'm not comparing to European cities. I'm comparing Canadian cities to, you know, American cities. No, the reason I say LA reminds me of Toronto is because, you know, we have some of the worst traffic in North America on our 401 highway. And everyone complains that, you know, LA traffic is so bad and blah blah blah. And like I remember going down there as with my friend David, and we were like, we don't find the traffic that bad.
Because
like,
you're used to it.
We rented a car. Yeah, that's the thing. So I was like, this traffic isn't that bad. Meanwhile, we were with two friends from Texas. We were all together, and they were like, nah, the traffic is really bad. And I'm like, no, it's not.
Yeah, because you're used to traffic.
Because, yeah, it's like the same here. And the weather is just about the same when the weather's nice. Obviously not in the winter. We have snow. They don't. And, like, I think right now, like, it's really, really hot. And we get a lot more humidity. But, like, think about, like, a nice spring day. Or, like, you know, like, their weather is not that much different. And I find the people were really nice. And I know this obviously, you can't say everyone is nice, but the people I encountered were nice, almost like Canadians. And I think that comes from the fact that like LA,
it's about the vibes, man.
It is, but it's also about like networking and socializing. And
Everyone's
I think
just fake as fuck.
No. I'm not saying they were fake, but I think you're used to talking to people. Whereas you go to New York, it's like, why the fuck you talking to me? You know what I mean? Whereas in California, specifically LA, it's like, oh, hey, like,
what can I get out of you? How am I going to get you? Can you get me on this show? I feel like that's what LA is more about. Well, that's why they're so friendly.
I mean, maybe that's where it stems from, but I'm just saying, like, I had a good experience and I enjoyed it there.
I love New York people. They're such a cunts and I love it.
And, like, rent is expensive, just like it is in Toronto, so.
No, I haven't been to LA, but I don't really much care to go to LA, but New York I really like. Yeah, I like Jersey, too. I like the people. They're so blunt.
I haven't been to Jersey since I was a kid.
Jersey's dope.
I want to go back and, like, make actual memories, because, like, my memories back then, you know.
I love Jersey. I really like New York. I don't like Times Square. It's too much shit going on. But, like, New York itself.
I like New York. And part of, like, I feel like you kind of have to go to Times Square when you go there as a tourist.
Maybe, like, the first time you go. And then maybe the second time you go to New York, just
no,
skip
and, like,
it.
you gotta go, like, to see Broadway and, like, all... Like, I like some of the touristy stuff in New York, but I also like... You know, like the non-touristy stuff.
You go see a Broadway show, yeah. Like when I went, we saw the Circus Dulé like musical.
The what?
Circus Dulé, the Circus Dulé. How the fuck you say it? The fucking people flipping and shit.
Did you say Circus Dulé?
I think so.
Circus Dulé.
Circus Soleil? Is it Soleil? It's French. I don't fucking know French.
First of all, it's not circus. It's Cirque.
Cirque Soleil?
Cirque du Soleil.
Cirque du Soleil? I thought it was Circus du Soleil.
It's not circus.
I've been saying circus this whole time.
I realize that's why I had to.
I've been saying that for years. I always say people say Circus du Soleil. Is it Cirque du Soleil?
Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah, it was the first time they had like a because normally
Circus du Soleil.
Circus, man. It was the first time because most times cirques are mostly just like fucking flipping and shit. But it was the first time they actually had like singing and flipping and shit. And it was like really cool, you know. It was when I discovered my favorite cider, the Angry Orchard. Because I remember we're like me and my
Orchard,
whatever, the Orchard.
We're like, you not know how to speak?
No, I failed English class tons of times. It's like fuck. My teacher
but like
sucked.
you know what an orchard is, right?
I feel like I do, but it's not coming to me.
What when someone says an apple orchard, what is that?
I don't know. It's coming. It's in my brain.
It's literally just where the apples are. Like it's like a like where you
tree?
go to pick. Yeah, it's like the rows and rows of like.
Oh, that's an orchard.
Tree. Yeah.
Why is it angry? I don't get it.
Well, that's just the name of the brand.
Fucking shit! God damn it!
Probably because it's a little more aggressive than apple juice. There's alcohol in it, so
that makes. I can't snap that finger. That hurt.
Yeah.
I strained my middle finger.
Also, your hands are so ashy. You would
They're not
literally...
ashy. They're fairly moisturized.
They're not assy?
They're not assy because they haven't been in my ass lately.
You haven't been fingering your asshole recently?
Nope, it's too tight.
We all know that's not true.
What?
You literally talk about your multiple bowel movements and just shit falling out of your ass, literally. So I don't think that sounds like a tight asshole.
I think it's tight.
Oh my god.
I think it's a fairly tight butt. I haven't seen it.
I think you need to just.
I don't know, man. Oh wow, it's time's flying by when you're having fun. You know
having fun talking about. You're
what,
gross.
Tight booty holes.
Not tight booty holes, yours, and the fact that you
my
know
tight ass booty hole.
You know the
these guys
tightness.
on the West Coast. No, West Hollywood's gonna like hearing this. So
listen, I'm not gonna judge you.
I'm not judging me.
First of all, forget WeHo. What about church?
What?
You're talking about like people in LA. I'm like, we have our own neighborhood.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about Church Street.
How can you say that?
Because I don't care about Church
Why?
Street. I don't know. I just don't.
So you're saying you prefer West Hollywood in LA, somewhere that you've never been?
I don't know. I don't really
over
care.
your own
That's the first
gay
time I get hit
neighborhood.
by a guy. Was in
Hit?
church. Yeah.
You were hit?
No, not hit like in the face.
Oh, hit on.
Yeah.
Why aren't you speaking with
I said hit.
Yeah.
Hit on. I didn't say hit on?
No,
I'm tired, bro.
That's what I'm saying. You're like, that's the first time I got hit by a guy.
Oh.
That's what you said.
Church Street? Got punched in the face. Like, ha! Like, I don't know.
It's like, yo, we don't like straight men around here.
Hey, you straight? You straight? You don't suck dick, do you? I'm gonna punch you in the nose. Oh, straight ass motherfucker.
Oh my god.
Suck a dick.
Yeah, no, you are clearly off today because you you don't know what an orchard is.
I don't know, man.
You Circus du Sol or whatever whatever you said.
And
And you can get hit by men.
You know what else? You know what? We're partnered with Smart Home for this week's episode. Many of us are looking to simplify our life, whether it's planning our week or just remembering when our appointments are. Smart Home can help you with that. Wow. They provide everything from personal assistants like Google Home or Alexa to automated lighting systems and security cameras like Ring for your home. Ho ho. Their products are affordable, easy to program devices that communicate over your home's existing wiring and oh my gosh, over radio frequency signals. I'm brain farting. Meaning your appointments are always remembered and that your house is always safe. As a thank you for listening to our podcast, you can use the discount code ROOM10 at checkout for 10% off their website, smarthome.com. You can follow them at Smart Home on Instagram and Smart Home Inc. on Twitter. Smart Home.
So speaking of like school and stories and stuff like that, something that they don't teach you in school that I feel like you might find interesting.
It's how to live.
Did you ever hear, and yes, I did get this off of TikTok, don't judge me. So the song, the like the ice cream
it's like
song?
a racist song or something, right?
Right. So like we know it as like Turkey in the Straw, like that's what they like the old children's thing. Yeah. But the original, hold on, let me see if I think
hang low, does it wobble to the flow?
Oh, damn it. Okay.
Can you tie it in a night? Not
in a night?
In a night.
Yeah, so the original name of it was actually Old Zip Coon. And
Say that again.
Old Zip Coon.
I can barely hear you. Say it one more time.
No, but then the lyrics were.
Can I sing it?
What? Do you know them?
No, I don't. Oh, you have them written down right there?
No, this is just my
Oh, I thought you had it written
my
down.
notes.
Oh,
You don't even. Well, okay. This is actually gonna be a first because I don't say this word.
Can I do it then?
But you don't know the tune, Hugh.
Everyone knows how. Like I can figure that out. Like, come on, I've heard that song enough times. I've had ice cream from a truck.
Okay, hold on. Let
I
me.
used to have an ice cream truck go around about my house all the time when I was younger, and I'd run towards him and be like, "Hey, you Jonel and Hugh-Gene, how you doing?"
The part I highlighted. That's the words.
They didn't say nigga.
Yeah.
They said nigger or nigga. I didn't say nigga back in the day. Nigga, what does it say? Nigga loves a watermelon. That's it.
You're so stupid. That's why I said you don't know the tune. You don't know what I'm talking about. So
Nigga loves a watermelon.
So it used to go, nigga love a watermelon, ha 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 ha.
Oh, I didn't
Nigga
know
love
the
a
water. I know
watermelon,
that.
ha ha ha
There's no
ha.
haha in the writings.
Right, because I wrote, these are just my notes. I didn't write lyrics down.
Did they say nigga or nigger?
Well, they were singing it, so I think they were probably singing with an ER, but I don't know.
Yeah.
And like, I guess the original music video, I think it came out like 19, like,
Was it made by Disney?
no, Columbia Records. And like the video had like the big caricature of like a dark black man with the big lips and the.
You have a watermelon?
But I don't understand why that's the ice cream.
Because everything changes.
What did you just do?
What?
What was that?
What did I do? What did I do?
You just, while I was talking, you turned and you like bit the air, but you did like the Squidward when he was trying to bite the crab. You went. You did like all teeth because I said they had the caricature with the big lips, and you went.
I don't know. Instant.
What the hell was that?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
First of all, you're horrible because you heard that there's the N word and you're like, can I do it? Can I sing?
Because I
it?
know you don't like saying the N word.
It's just not a preference of mine. Like I don't feel like for me to sing it, I'm not like, oh my god, I'm so uncomfortable. It's just like it's something I just don't like to do.
Oh my god, no, it's the N-word. Ah, don't say it.
No, but I mean, there are people who feel that uncomfortable. So it's like, you know, but that's not the case with me. But I was like, that's interesting.
They're still gonna play it.
But
It changed.
But like, first of all, I just don't understand why that became the
No, it was a good
ice cream truck.
It was a good
song.
melody. Yeah, it's a good melody. Who probably knows why? There's probably a reason
There's
why.
so many children's tales and
That are
melodies
dark, yeah.
and no. I'm just saying that they could have chose from so many other melodies. I don't know why that, and it's so universally known as the ice cream song. Like no matter where in the world you go, you'll know when an ice cream truck is coming.
Yeah, it has a dark history, but so does fucking everything.
A lot of things, yeah.
Yeah, so who cares?
Mm-hmm.
But since it's these days, we
We can't have that song anymore because it has the N-word in
Well,
it.
they already changed the name because they changed it to Turkey in the Straw, like, you know, decades ago.
What does a turkey and a straw have to do with anything?
I don't know.
Turkeys and straws don't make sense.
Because I remember, like, the lyrics instead of, like, nigga love a watermelon, it's turkey in the straw. Na, 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 na.
But turkeys aren't in the
Turkey
straws,
in
they're
the
in
straw.
fields.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you what that means. I have no idea.
Just
But I'm
we
saying
gotta
they
figure
changed
out.
it from Old Zip Coon to Turkey in the Straw.
Old zip coon. What's the zip part got to do? I don't get that.
Hugh,
Zip, I would be like, if it was... No, I'm not going to go into that.
Yeah,
Let's
let's not. Let's not.
Some of you already know where I was going to go.
Hugh. Oh.
But I wonder how it became ice cream, though. Yeah.
Speaking of racist undertones,
Woo.
we have to talk about it.
What?
Your boy, Kanye.
Oh, when he said...
So he had his first presidential rally, which first of all, I was a little confused because I thought that, I didn't even know that he was still, because I don't know, because there was so much controversy about, like, is he able to run? It's like, oh, he is, but he just can't, like, he's too late for certain places and blah, blah, blah. I don't know, but he had his first presidential rally, so he's serious about
the
it.
whole thing?
No.
I didn't know so.
First of all, I'm not interested. And it's so funny because, like, as Canadians, it's like we're so, like, invested in American news because
Everyone
like,
is.
But it's like, well, it's true. Yeah, everyone.
It's more interesting than everyone else's politics.
I literally was talking to my mom and, you know, she's a big fan of CNN. And I'm like, you need to watch more local news, like, know what's going on. She's like, Canadian news is boring. And I remember telling you that and you're like, well, she's right.
It is.
And
Try watching a parliamentary hearing. It's fucking boring.
Yeah, but it's just like, it is true, but like, I've literally had infuriating, frustrating conversations with people about American politics in the sense of like, they have strong opinions and I'm like, oh, well, I feel this way, but you know, my opinion is not too strong. Obviously I have to care. We are all part of North America, and it's like the United States definitely has some direct impact on Canada. Well, but it's also like, if I don't have strong opinions on like Hillary Clinton or Trump or any of them, it's like, why am I arguing with other Canadians about it? Or I shouldn't say I'm arguing. They argue with me.
Because it's because America is pretty central to the world.
No, I understand that. I understand the interest. But what I'm saying is,
not the interest, it's like the impact.
Are more invested than they are in their own country's politics, that's a problem.
Oh yeah, but it's just because a lot of things, if something happens in America, it tends to have a ripple effect.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, they definitely have a direct impact on Canada.
Not even just Canada, on the world.
Well, I'm talking about my own personal perspective as a Canadian, so that's why I have to say, like, it is important that I'm, you know, educated on certain things, but I don't need to know everything. I don't need to have strong opinions. I don't need to hypothetically talk about who I would vote for, because guess what? I'm not voting. I don't have a vote. I don't have a say. I'm not an American, and I'm happy about it, especially right now when we have Kanye West, a presidential candidate for 2020, saying things like, I have 3 highlights from that speech. The famous one where he said, and I quote, "Harriet Tubman didn't actually free the slaves. She just had them work for other white people." Then he said, "God said, if you fuck with my vision, I'm going to fuck with yours." Everyone's like, did God say that? I don't know if God says that. And then he also said, in risk or no risk of losing whatever deal possible, I'm not on the board at Adidas. I'm not on the board at Gap. And that has to change today or I walk away. What the fuck does that have to do with him being president? It's like,
better friends.
You know, I don't think any friends could tell him.
Yeah, because they're too pussy. You need good friends that are going to be blunt with you. My friend starts saying some shit like, hey, my close friends will be like, what the fuck are you? Shut the fuck up.
Right, but then you just brush it off as like, they're just jealous, they don't understand.
No, I'd be given reason, like, you're stupid.
No, you have to understand, like, people with that type of mindset. He sees it as like, oh, you know, like, people don't understand my vision, they've never understood, and like, look, like, you know, at first they didn't understand my message and my music and blah blah blah, but now, and I thought he's releasing an album like next week or this week.
I don't know.
It's called Donda, after his mother. Okay. And but like, I'm just curious to see like what type of music it is, because he said he would never release another non-Christian album again.
His last song that he released lately still has some Christian undertones to it.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just a little curious.
So it's probably gonna have Christian undertones to
That's the thing. I've never hated Kanye, you know, certain songs, but like, I've never been like a fan. Like, I've never been to a concert. I don't think I've
always wanted to.
I have a friend who's absolutely, like, Kanye can do no wrong. Like, truly is Jesus.
I like old Kanye a little bit more though.
You miss the old Kanye?
I like new Kanye too, but new Kanye makes me kind of sad because I feel like he's going through a manic episode right now, and that's what I mean. Like, he needs real friends that I'd be like, hey man, come on.
Well, that's the thing. That's happened before.
Yeah.
And
they said that whole thing
when he went on TMZ and all that shit. You remember that?
No, I don't pay attention that much.
That's when he admitted that he was bipolar and he was on meds and he was on like Percocets and he hated his body so much he had liposuction. Because remember in the press, like, they were talking about him gaining weight a lot and stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah, and he went on TMZ and like. And he said a lot of other shit too. He said something about the black community. Oh, that's when he said slavery was a choice. You remember that? I'm pretty sure that was the same time. Yeah.
Look, I wanted to run away, but he chopped off my foot.
Now, at first it was a choice. Now Harriet Tubman just was selling black people.
Did he say selling or he?
No, I'm paraphrasing. He said I read it earlier. The exact quote was that Harriet Tubman didn't actually free the slaves. She just had them work for other white people. So I'm
trying to break down what he means. I feel like I'm gonna go down a stupid road if I try to.
Give it a try. Let's
because with them going to Canada, right? That's a lot of time where they would go is Canada. Well, 9 times actually that's where they were going. It's Canada, and then if they wanted a job, a lot of time the bosses were probably white. So I guess that's what he means.
You see, that's
they
what
end up working out for white people. So at the end of the day, they're still slaves to the white man in some sense. That's
what I would assume as well. But it's like no one's just gonna give them money. They still need to work.
But, huh?
I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying like you free slaves and then what? They're gonna like starve, have no shelter, no food, no nothing. So it's like they still need to work. So it's like you're not selling them to people, but they're still gonna have jobs.
We didn't say sell. What did he say?
He just had them work for other. But that's the thing. Like he's implying that like just that slavery was just them working for.
Well, I know there's white people that helped with the railroad too. It wasn't just her.
I think either way. No, it wasn't a one man or one woman job. But I think either way,
let's go down the rat. Let's go some conspiracy. What if she's wrong? Well, what if she was in cahoots?
Wait, you say she's wrong or he's wrong?
He's wrong. Sorry.
Oh yeah, he is. Okay, good. As long as we've established
so
that.
What if? What if she was in cahoots with some white Canadians, and like she was like, look, I'll get some of these black people, you can work, they'll work for you guys, or you can like give them off to your friends, and we'll just pay them really cheaply. And every more black people I give you, the more you pay me, and the more labor that you get, and more cheap labor that you get. You see where I'm going here?
I guess. This is your conspiracy theory?
Yeah, I'm just making this up.
Is this just like a hypothetical situation?
Yeah,
or is this like something that you think is actually plausible?
No, this is something I feel like this is what kind of justifying his whatever he's saying.
Oh, this is your hypothetical situation based off of Kanye's nonsense.
Yeah, so it's like she got a bunch of black people, right? She was freeing them, quote, just to give the white people that she was helping out, give them cheap labor. You see where I'm going with this?
I see where you're going. I don't think...
Of course it's not real. We never know but...
No, that's not... I agree, but that's not what I was going to say. I was going to say based off of... It's just the way he said it. He said...
Yeah, we're just fucking up the pronouns
she
today.
just had them work for other white people. Implying that like they weren't enslaved by these white people. They were just working for them, and now they're just working for new ones. And I think it's very important not to like downplay how horrible slavery really was.
But I feel like
working for a white man is not as bad as being enslaved by a white man.
But I feel like we downplay slavery all the fucking time when we say racism is just as bad as it was in the past today. We do that. Everyone says that nowadays. Oh, racism is just as bad as it was back in the day.
No, I think they say it's still as prevalent as it is. That doesn't mean it's as bad. I don't think people are... First of all, people are still being hung.
Where?
I want to say there's been a couple people in Texas, some black trans women have been... Like, they're just finding them in trees. It was literally happening a couple weeks ago. But either way, it's not as prevalent as in, like, there's no, like... obvious segregation and sit in the back of the bus and use different bathrooms and you can't use this store and blah blah blah, but it's still very prevalent in our systems and in the people's upbringing and their mindsets. I think that's where it's coming from. I don't think people think that in Canada and in the US that they're still enslaving black people the way they used to.
There is in Yemen.
Well, that's why I literally just said in Canada and in the U.S.
Libya.
That's literally why I said it that way. If I said nowhere in the world, I would know that's a complete lie.
I don't know. I think it's ridiculous to say that it's just as bad or prevalent as it was.
I've never heard anyone say it's just as bad. You've heard people say that?
Tons of times. I think it's even saying it's just as prevalent. I think it's just as ridiculous.
You've heard black people say it's just as bad?
I've heard black people and I've heard these white kill liberal people say it too. I think this.
Well, I was gonna say maybe like if it was coming from someone who was white or just just not a black person, maybe they don't realize. So maybe they're really trying to say it's a problem, but I don't know.
I think saying as it's prevalent. I think saying it's just as bad. All that crap. I think it's a load of shit. It's not. It's not. I'm sorry.
I mean, I'm definitely happy to be born now rather than
like we're not. Like, you can drink from any water fountain you want. It's not as bad. Yeah. You can go to any hospital you want.
Drink it's from just water fountains.
I hate when people say that because it just downplays everything. It's not as bad. You can do the same thing every white person can do. It's not as bad.
No, it's not as bad as
close
as it was back in the day. But there's still a lot of problems, and I think that's something to not be downplayed as well.
There's problems. But I also think there's problems within the community, but I don't think we'll ever take responsibility. I think until we take responsibility for what's going on in our own communities, nothing will change. That's what I always think that. And I've talked to other black people about that too, and black people that I know that are super, super liberal, and they're just saying like, yeah, you're kind of right. Until we take accountability for our own actions, nothing's gonna change.
Yeah. It's funny because some of the comments under like the Kanye thing, people were saying that like, like, where's Kris Jenner? First of all, they were joking that Kris Jenner would be his chief of staff, and like, low key, out of anyone in his world, that kind of makes the most sense, because like, the chief of staff really is like more than the right hand man, in my opinion. The chief of staff has a lot of impact on the presidency, but no, they were like, where's Kris Jenner to like manage him saying all this crazy shit? Or they're like, he needs someone like Britney Spears' dad, because you know the whole Britney situation, because he she's under conservatorship, so all of her money, all of her decisions, like Britney, and that's a whole other issue, because people are like legit like free Britney, because she doesn't have primary custody of her children. She doesn't have the decision to do anything. The way her contracts and everything are set up is that she has no choice but to keep performing and making music if they say so. She has no rights to anything. Her money is being controlled by, and yes, it's her father, but it's like you still have no control over.
Is she mentally stable?
Over your life. I mean, she's been under conservatorship for years, like probably since shortly after the whole shaving head thing.
Maybe they're protecting her.
No, for sure, but like just the fact that like if they say you're gonna make music, you're gonna make music. Like she has no. That's more than protecting. That's literally owning someone.
I don't know, man.
And like
fucked. I don't know.
Yeah, no, Britney, literally, like I pray for her and her stability and her everything, because that's crazy. Like I grew up on Britney.
That's what she sounds like to me.
No, that's what you sound like.
Her voice. Have you heard her voice when she was a kid compared to now? It's like, what the hell? Why did they make her sing like that?
Right?
I heard her voice when she was a kid, and I was like, damn, she sounds like a Christina Aguilera. She could belt. And then they said, hey, sing like this.
They made her more like head voice and breathy.
And then just ruined her fucking voice. And now she just sounds like... Yeah,
I mean, you're choosing like a song from like 20 years ago.
That's the only song I fucking know.
It's Britney, bitch.
Is that a more recent song?
I don't know.
That's how the song went.
It's Britney, bitch.
Oh, I didn't even know what you were.
Yeah, I don't know. That's the most recent. That's the recent. I don't know.
That's also a very old song,
How old is that one?
I don't know exactly.
When's the last time she made a song?
She had an album a few years ago. She has a lot of unreleased music that's
being released. Is she getting forced to make? Britney, you gotta make another song because your shit's getting a little old. You know what I really want to see in concert though? Spice Girls. I would love to see that.
Yeah, Spice World.
I had their mute.
2007, that song came out. The one that you just referred to. I see where you're going. I really do. I just don't like it.
I had the Spice World movie on VHS.
Wow, good for you.
I was a huge Spice Girl fan when I was a kid, man. Fucking loved them.
No, oh my god, just going through some of Britney's songs, like it's just a classic. Piece of Me, Womanizer, Toxic, Circus, Work Bitch, Oops, I Did It Again, Slave for You.
She is a slave for the fucking record label. She's trying to tell us something.
But I guess the correlation is that they're saying that like Kanye needs someone.
No, when I see Kanye up, I feel sad. I'm like, dude, you see, he's definitely going through. I feel like I don't know. I'm not a psychologist, but it seems to me he's going through a manic episode, man.
I feel like sometimes, yes, it does. It really does seem like he's going through a manic episode.
So when I see that, I want to make fun of him.
I'm not gonna diagnose anyone, but it really seems like I feel like everyone has like crazy ideas and crazy thoughts, but it's just about like learning when to say them and when not to, and especially as a celebrity, someone in the public eye, I feel like they literally have people who come out and train you how to speak in interviews and how to avert certain things and how to just conduct yourself. So it's just really crazy that he's just going out there. Why are you talking about not being on the board of Gap and Adidas at a presidential rally? In what way does that have to do with anything to do? Like, he's just like so wrapped up in
I saw someone tweet,
in the world of Kanye.
I saw like a rapper tweet being like, seeing Kanye last night shows that he has no real friends or no good friends.
Seeing him at the rally?
Yeah, shows that he has no good friends, because a good friend would be like, what the don't do this, Kanye. No, don't you do it, Kanye. Even your wife too. I have my girlfriend, my wife, and I knew and I could sense that there's something manic going on. Or if my wife was just like, I want to run for president, I'm like, no, you don't. No.
First of all,
no, I want you to look pretty for another couple years. You're gonna age in a year, and you're gonna look gross. Please don't.
I don't feel like like, I'm not saying that Kim is a pushover. I really don't think so by any means.
There's only so much control she could do.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I don't think she has as much control as people like, oh, like, control your husband, control your wife. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Because I remember when they were first dating, and I've never been like a religious watcher of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, but I remember watching around that time, and on the show, like, Kanye would dress her. Like, her style completely changed.
Yeah, it went better.
What I'm saying is, like, she would be like, oh, like, Kanye dressed me, Kanye told me to wear Kanye, oh, would Kanye like this? Like, you know, it really became like I don't think she's a pushover by any means, but when it comes to that type of stuff, I really think she takes a back seat in the relationship when it comes to assertiveness. I think the only time I've ever seen, like, publicly, obviously I'm not in the relationship, but he was saying something about, like, him not liking her take, like, half naked pictures, and she was like, well, you met me like this and I'm gonna do what I want to do. And I was like, oh shit, girl, you tell him. But that was about it. I don't know. I feel like I don't think she can stop it, and she can tell him to take his meds, but what is she gonna do? Hold him down and force it down his throat?
Take some Brazilian jiu-jitsu, put him in a triangle, and just like triangle his head and just fucking pop those pills in his mouth. But then again,
they are rich enough to have people, so if she needed him to make sure he's taking his meds, she could literally hire someone as, like, his bodyguard, and the bodyguard could make sure he does that. Like, you know,
fucking triangle and be like, Kanye, take your pills.
Yeah.
No, I think it's going. I don't know, man. It looks like he's going to do a manic episode. To me, I don't know.
Yeah.
From what I know about bipolar and shit, I see it and I just get sad. I don't get it, because I do like Kanye a lot. He's one of my favorite artists. I think he's dope as hell. I like his art and shit, and I love his fashion design and all that crap.
Yeah.
Not like the ripped up stuff, but like some other shit. But some of it. But like when I see it, I just kind of get sad. So that's why I don't like. Even though I make fun of everything, for some reason I just don't want to mock it, because I'm just like,
No, I don't think mental health is
Oh,
I don't think mental health is something to be mocked at all, and I'm definitely not mocking Kanye for his mental health, but I do think that it is important that, like, part of you has to just kind of laugh or chuckle when, like, you see this going on publicly. I'm just like, what is going on with this presidential race?
Told you it was a fucking joke. I told you, hey, you West Coast.
But you know what?
Californians are fucked up.
Right now, someone like Kanye running and, like, the ridiculous things that he's saying, it's kind of funny because it doesn't seem as ridiculous after seeing, like, Donald Trump tweet all of these ridiculous things and how Donald Trump ran his campaign. You know what I mean? It's almost becoming the norm in America for their presidential races to be kind of a shit show and kind of a joke.
I wouldn't say,
honestly.
No, yeah, but
just, like, at what point would you ever be like, oh, what did the president tweet today? Like, the fact that that's a real thing is crazy. And I do think it's obviously important that things like that change with the times, but, like, come on, man. It's a little ridiculous. But I don't know. That's all I got to say for that. I want to let's end the podcast on a light note, since we're about to hit the 1 hour mark. And since you are the king of would you rather questions, I know you have some that have been burning a hole in your pocket for the last several weeks. Actually, I want to say, since you started doing it, this has been the longest you've gone since you've had any would you rather questions. So I guess congratulations. But all right, go for it.
Would you rather have mosquito constantly. Would you rather have a constant mosquito buzzing noise and fluttering in your right ear for the rest of your life, or constantly feel a cockroach moving all over your body for the rest of your life? That's pretty much restless leg syndrome right there. Like feeling like something.
No, it would have to be the buzzing. Oh God.
Have you had a mosquito buzzing?
Yeah, First of all, mosquito buzzing is not as bad as a black fly buzzing or a bee.
I don't know. They're both they're all shit. I live in an area where there's tons of them.
I couldn't deal with the crawling all over my body.
I think I could deal with that. I could accept that.
You would choose that?
Yeah, I could accept that.
You would choose that over...
I feel like I could get used to it. I've gotten rid of the ability for me to get tickled, so I feel like I could deal with that. Because I've had mosquitoes buzz in the area. It's fucking annoying. I live in an area where there's tons of mosquitoes, especially at nighttime. So like having that just randomly,
you typically don't see mosquitoes at noon.
And that's the thing, you don't see them. You just hear like, oh, yeah, let me bite you, motherfucker. Yeah.
You sound like you're trying to like do like a car or like a motorcycle.
That's what I'm trying to do. It's like I'm gonna bite you. Give me some of that blood.
I saw there was a meme and it was like, honestly, like mosquitoes really wake up every morning and choose violence.
Yeah, they're like, yay, who am I gonna bite today?
No, it's
Bring
true.
that ass here, boy.
They literally... Okay, so are you calling DC Young Fly a mosquito?
He is. He's built like a fucking mosquito. Old lanky ass nigga and with no job now. Well, he has a job. He has the 85 South show.
Oh my God. Are we gonna mention that or
Nick
not?
Cannon, that stupid ass... And I'm kind of annoyed that he got fired for the anti-Semitic stuff and not the shit that he said about white people. That bothered me more. Because the shit he said about the Jews wasn't really anti-Semitic. It was kind of more conspiratorial. But the shit that he said about white people, I was like, really, man? Really? You're gonna say they're savage? Like, no one's giving him shit for that? For what he just said? Like, that's disgusting what he just said. He said they're savage and they're beasts, and they pretty much said they're lesser than because of the lack of melanin in their skin. He said they're savage-like. But then he says some conspiratorial things about, like, what?
What I saw online about that was
I was so annoyed.
Was that people are like, oh, well, like, people can't get mad at him saying that about white people because white people said that stuff about black people.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
But that's the thing. So he apologized for the anti-Semitic comments because he wasn't being attacked about the white stuff. It was about the anti-Semitic thing. But people were saying so he apologized. He's like, honestly, like I didn't mean it to come. What's that tapping?
Oh, sorry, that's my point.
Yeah, he was like, you know, like I'm so sorry, blah blah blah. Like I didn't mean to come across as anti-Semitic. I'm definitely not. That's not how I meant it. Sorry that I hurt anyone. And then the black community was like, how dare you? You're a sellout. Why would you apologize for that? You need to stay strong. Da 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 da. And like, I don't know if you've seen, but like Nick Cannon has been suicidal.
That's why I always...
Have you seen any of the stuff he's been messaging?
No.
Or tweeting and stuff? Like his a friend of his committed suicide, I think Saturday. I forgot the guy's name. He was like a music artist and stuff like that. And Nick was just like, oh, damn, maybe if you give me a second I can try to find it. But Nick was like, you know, the guy had tried so many times and, you know, he finally was able to do it. And, like, he's just waking up and, like, barely having the will to live and everything that's going on. He just wants to leave this planet. But, like, it's been a couple tweets. And it's not just implying, like, he straight up said, like, he doesn't even know if he wants to think anymore. And I'm like,
that's why you never cowered to the fucking mob.
He's going through it.
Don't try to please
No,
him.
He didn't. All he did was apologize for his anti-Semitic comments. But it's like, it's the fact that like the black community turned on him because they were like, you're a sellout. Why would you apologize? You didn't do anything wrong.
Everything you do to not follow to not toe the line, you're fucking selling out, man.
But he didn't go back and like take back the apology or anything. It's just like people were just upset.
Just be an individual, man. Just do what Martin Luther King wanted us all to be. Just be an individual. Who gives a fuck if you're not pleasing your whole entire community? Sometimes I feel like fucking... You're not gonna understand this. Sometimes I feel like a fucking Itachi, and he's like the fucking the black. No, I feel like the black community is like a fucking the Uchiha from Naruto, and like there's you, and then there's like not every black person's like this, but I feel like black people that feel like they're Itachi. They're just like the only one that seems to be like they're like, what the hell? So I mean, this is not right. You shouldn't be guys being. I don't know. It's people who are some people maybe understand what I'm trying to say. I don't know, man. Just don't cower to the fucking mob. Be an individual and think for your fucking self. Don't try to please the crowd, because guess what? You're never going to. Don't try to please your community, because guess what? You're never fucking going to.
Yeah. A couple of the tweets, this isn't like the big one, but 2 smaller ones that he tweeted last week said, I hurt an entire community and it pained me to my core. I thought, which is the anti-Semitic comments. And then he says, I thought it couldn't get any worse. Then I watched my own community turn on me and call me a sellout for apologizing. Good night. Enjoy Earth.
Yeah, I saw that one.
And then he said, y'all can have this planet. I'm out. But there's more. Sorry, continue now. I just wanted to.
No, so those were the suicidal things?
No, there's another one.
Oh, no, I don't know, man. Like, when I saw the stuff they were saying on, like, both sides, it sounded like some fucking black Israelite type of shit that you see, like, and you see the shit in New York when you have like, these black Israelite guys like, we're the true chosen people, and then you're just like, shut up, you're making you have those here in Canada too, but it's just like the shit that he said, like both of it just made me go like, you fucking dumbass, like you're like, just flip it. What if a white person or any other race said what he said? Like, just flip it. How bad would it sound?
No, I agree.
And when I heard him say that stuff, I was like grossed out, and I'm just like, you're kind of proving Terry Crews's tweet right about not being Black Lives. It should stay Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Better. Like, his fear was like, this is gonna create kind of like a black supremacist.
Terry Crews has also been tweeting some crazy shit. He was talking about defunding Pornhub.
Yeah, because he's against like porn and shit, because he thinks it's like bad.
But first of all, I don't even want to get into Pornhub, but like Pornhub, have you heard about all the like child trafficking and like they be like
they're French, what do you expect?
No, but stuff that is, because there's no like regulation, right? You can just like upload. So it's like videos that are appearing on Pornhub are linked to like rape and like missing girls and human trafficking, and like, but they're not taking them down. I think
Pornhub,
that's a
they
problem.
don't give a shit. They're making money off of that. Why? No, I.
Okay, so here's what it was. His friend Ryan Bowers, So Nick tweeted, just when I thought it couldn't get any worse, 2020 is definitely the most fucked up year I've ever witnessed. After waking up and barely rising from my own dark contemplation of continuing my physical existence on this planet, this powerful warrior actually had the balls to do it, meaning his friend who killed himself. And then, I don't want to keep going because some of it was about, his friend's struggle and blah, 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 blah. The last time they saw each other. Yeah. He said, I can't help but think if I wasn't so engulfed in my own bullshit, I could have been there for you when you finally took your life after several attempts. Fuck this place. But it's like the part, because I don't know if you can see this. It's a long,
Jesus.
Yeah, it's a long post, but like he starts it off by saying, after waking up and barely rising from my own dark contemplation of continuing my physical existence on this planet, this powerful warrior actually had the balls to do it. So he's saying like he wants to kill himself, but he doesn't have the balls to do it.
Half of me is like, I want to be sympathetic to you, and the other half of me is just like,
that hurts me to hear that. Like,
yeah,
for anyone, I don't even know Nick, but like I definitely don't think he deserves everything that's going on right now. I don't agree with, like, obviously I see why his comments came off as anti-Semitic. I don't think he meant it that way. I really don't. And I agree with you about saying like you said, I think it was more like he was trying to, like, a conspiracy thing. Weren't they talking about, I don't know. I only saw clips.
The Jew stuff seemed more conspiratorial.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
But like the thing about the Jewish community is when they
still unacceptable.
It's still unacceptable, and a lot of the time when people start going, the last time someone went super Jew, they started making Jewish conspiracy theories. 6 million of them died. Hitler started off with Jewish conspiracy theories, and that's just been and anti-Semitism has been slowly climbing up. So like I get why.
I'm not saying his comments were
they're not fine. They're
right. Yeah, but I'm just saying I believe him when he says that he didn't mean them to be anti-Semitic. Not to say that they weren't, but I believe that part. He didn't address anything about the other stuff that you were saying. But I don't know. I don't know Nick Cannon, right? So for me to say, I think he meant this, I think, like, I really can't say because I don't know him. But like, as far as I'm concerned, he doesn't come off to me as someone who is, hateful or racist or an anti-Semite. Like, it just, I don't know. I just feel bad, and no one should be able to go through that. And I think first of all, the backlash that he's receiving from the black community for apologizing for anti-Semitic comments, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's why I said don't
and
try
I think
to please
that's
him.
what's really pushing him over the edge.
Yeah, don't try to please the community.
It's like he thought he'd be doing something right, and like, yeah, maybe the Jewish community wouldn't accept his apology, but that's fine. He was already like, you know, receiving that backlash, so he was already dealing with that. But to get backlash from a whole other wave of people because you apologize, like it's
fucking
ridiculous.
stupid. These people are like that are fucking dumb.
And I just hope that him and like even, I don't know, like Tamar Braxton,
who's that?
Tony Braxton's little sister. If I showed you a picture, you would know her.
Oh.
But she was recently hospitalized for possible attempted suicide. Her boyfriend found her. Looks like she overdosed on some pills. Maybe alcohol too. I don't know.
Same. Hope you have some good friends that are standing by him and shit. And watching out for him.
It's crazy, man. It really is. I don't know.
Hey, man.
I say next week we try to keep our episode a little lighter. I feel like we always say that, and then it's like, but there's so much shit going on in the world.
That's why
right
you
now.
just gotta stop paying attention to the news. My friend, she put up a post on her Instagram, like on her story, just like, you know, people are like social distancing. She she said that people should start doing social media distancing and social news distancing. Because and I was like, I thought about it, I was like, just like it's right. And I've always told myself, like, one of the best ways to make yourself less depressed, don't watch the news. And then, like, when I see everything that's going on in the world, and I've said once, it's not that bad. It's not as bad as it was in the past. It's not nearly as bad. And I was like, listening to a podcast, I was talking about like Saddam Hussein and his reign, and I was like, and you hear about all the shit that he did.
His reign. I thought you were trying to. Sorry, I don't know what you're trying to say.
No, and you hear about his 30-year, it is about 25, 30-year, his like regime, and you hear about all the shit that he did, and I'm just like, trust me, guys, it's not that bad. It's not that bad what we're going through right now. It could be a lot worse, because if you know about his regime and the shit that he did, it could have been a lot. When I hear that stuff, it makes you like go back, oh, okay, you know what, it could be worse. That's what it makes you go like. I was like, I like, you know, if you talk to someone who's Kurdish, they'd be like, the world's not that bad. They'd be like, it's not that bad. It's not as bad as you think.
Yeah.
Alright, so calm down, people. You know, so stop fucking sitting on your fucking, on Twitter. Twitter's a cesspool of hell, just like Tumblr now. Good, congratulations, Twitter.
Is Tumblr still as popular as...
No, because they got rid of their porn, and that was the only thing they're honest. Their porn was great, and that was the only thing that they're honestly good for. And then they got rid of it, and then who gave a fuck about?
What do you mean great?
It was somehow better because there was more. Because a lot of cam girls and a lot of just it was just better.
Like it had straight up porn,
yes.
or like porn, like photos and gifs.
Both, all videos, gifs, photos.
Like it had full on porn.
Yep, because people would make their own porn blogs and stuff. Some people would make like, you know, like you have your Tumblr.
Yeah.
There are people would make like your Tumblr, and they would have like just like porn. It was just better. The porn was so much better.
I didn't
was
know. Never into Tumblr like that. What do you mean you don't know?
I didn't know, but then I stumbled upon it and I was like, what is all this porn? It's so much better than porn. But like once they got rid of it, because that was like 70% of their users was for that, but then when they got rid of it,
people are saying that like that's a big thing with why OnlyFans is gonna be continuing to do better than like Pornhub right now because of everything going on with the child trafficking and rape and like
but I'm not surprised.
Not regulating the videos. It's like at least you know if someone's on OnlyFans, like they're choosing.
Yeah.
Well, most likely.
No, I'm not surprised to hear that. But like, yeah, fucking stop watching so much porn.
It rots your brain.
It does. Yeah, just get off fucking social media. Go outside. Go to a fucking forest. Get humbled by the forest, because, you know.
Okay, stop with the hippie shit.
But it's true. Just go outside. Right. I know, I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm getting there. I know the helicopter finger is spinning, but, you know. Look, guys, the world's not as bad as you think it is. You know, just fucking chill out. Turn off your fucking phones. Go outside, go for a walk or a bike ride, go camping, do something to get away from the fucking social fucking media world, you know. It's not as bad as you think it is, but if you wanna fucking follow us on anything, just go to Instagram, ThisGrowRoom. On Twitter, it's at ThisGrowRoom. Our site is thisgrowroom.com. Follow us, listen to us on listen to us on iTunes, Stitcher, Podcast Addict, blah blah blah, iTunes, you know, rate us and subscribe on the YouTubes, like, comment, please, share it with your buddies, and we will see you fuckers next week.